Welcome to TechMania, where we explore the latest gadgets, smart technology, and products that help you make better buying decisions. If you're looking for an affordable DSLR to learn photography, you might be wondering if the Canon EOS Rebel T7 is actually worth buying. Is the 24.1 megapixel sensor still good for beginners? How capable is the included 1855mm lens? And can this camera handle both photography and full HD video? I've added a link below where you can check the latest price, discounts, and availability. The Canon EOS Rebel T7 is an entry-level DSLR designed for photographers who want to move beyond smartphone photography and learn how to control their images manually. This kit includes the 1855mm f3.55.6 IS2 lens, giving you a versatile starting point for everyday photography. At the heart of the camera is a 24.1 megapixel APS-C CMOS sensor. The APS-C format is considerably larger than the sensors typically found in smartphones, giving you more flexibility when working with depth of field, lighting, and interchangeable lenses. The 24.1 megapixel resolution also provides plenty of detail for everyday photographs, portraits, landscapes, travel photography, and social media content. You have enough resolution to crop into your images while still maintaining a useful amount of detail. One of the biggest advantages of choosing a DSLR like the Rebel T7 is the ability to use interchangeable lenses. The included EFS 1855mm lens covers a useful range of focal lengths. At 18mm, you get a relatively wide perspective that's useful for landscapes, architecture, travel, and group photographs. Zoom toward 55mm, and the tighter perspective becomes useful for portraits and subjects that are farther away. This makes the kit a practical starting point because you don't immediately need multiple lenses to experiment with different types of photography. The lens also features optical image stabilization, which can help reduce the effect of small hand movements when shooting handheld. If you're finding this review helpful, don't forget to give the video a quick like. It really helps the channel. The Rebel T7 also provides a range of automatic and manual shooting modes. For beginners, automatic modes can help you get familiar with composition and camera operation without needing to understand every setting immediately. As you gain experience, you can move into manual exposure and take control of settings such as shutter speed, aperture, and ISO. That's where a camera like the T7 becomes particularly useful for learning photography. Instead of simply pointing your phone and letting computational photography make most of the decisions, you can start understanding exactly how exposure works. For example, changing the shutter speed affects how motion appears in your photograph. A faster shutter speed can freeze movement, while a slower shutter speed can create intentional motion effects. The aperture controls how much light enters the lens while also influencing depth of field. This lets you experiment with portraits where the subject stands out from the background. And ISO controls the camera sensitivity to light, allowing you to continue shooting as the environment gets darker. The T7 can also record full HD video, making it useful for beginners who want to experiment with video as well as still photography. For casual video, family footage, YouTube projects, and learning the basics of DSLR filmmaking, Full HD provides a familiar 1920 by 1080 resolution. The camera also includes built-in Wi-Fi, which makes transferring images to compatible devices more convenient. Instead of always relying on a cable or removing the memory card, you can use wireless connectivity for supported transfer and sharing workflows. The optical viewfinder is another classic DSLR feature. Looking through the viewfinder gives you a direct optical view through the lens, which can be particularly useful when shooting outdoors in bright conditions. For beginners, the physical controls and traditional DSLR layout also provide an excellent way to learn the fundamentals of dedicated camera photography. Compared with using a smartphone, the Rebel T7 gives you a larger APS-C sensor, interchangeable lenses, a traditional optical viewfinder, and much more direct control over exposure. And compared with more advanced cameras, the T7 is designed around accessibility, making it particularly appealing to people buying their first DSLR. If you've been searching for the best beginner DSLR, Canon Rebel T7 review, best camera for photography beginners, affordable Canon DSLR, Canon T7 with 1855mm lens, or beginner camera for YouTube, this camera remains an interesting entry point into interchangeable lens photography. The combination of a 24.1 MP APS-C sensor, 1855mm lens, full HD video, Wi-Fi, optical viewfinder, and manual controls gives beginners the core tools needed to learn photography and start building their skills. And perhaps the biggest benefit is that the T7 gives you room to grow. Once you've learned the basics, you can explore Canon's range of compatible lenses and accessories and gradually build a photography setup around the camera. Thanks for watching TechMania. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth tech reviews and buying guides, and I'll see you in the next video.